Good morning, everybody. Today I'm playing the final round of the European Team Chess Championship. So today is round number 9. After the game today, the tournament is over. So I can't believe that it's finally over. Like, I can't believe we're finally at the end of the whole thing. I'm right now in a kind of crowded spot. I feel like there's so many cars and stuff, but this is basically a little town in Montenegro where we're playing in. It's really pretty, it's really picturesque. I'm sad that I haven't seen much more than chessboards during my time here, but it's been so fun to play the tournament. Now today, we are facing England. Like, this is a big match. Sweden is facing England. I am playing against a strong opponent like every day. I can't get a norm anymore, but I can win and gain a lot of rating. So if I would win today, I would gain a lot of rating. So, you know, even if I can't get a norm anymore, this really matters. And also, the last round is always the most important round for the team. So it's really important for us to win today if we want to get a really good placement as a whole team. So we will see what happens, but it's time for me to go and prepare. Come and join me. Hey, Dad.
Hey.
The tournament is over now. Are you happy with the tournament so far?
I am very happy for the team, of course, because we have fantastic place now. I think we are number 17, 16. In the beginning, we are number 24, I think. It's
so fantastic. If we win today, we will get a...
Will be one of the best results in this champion.
Would it be like in Swedish history, like one of the best results for the women's team or not?
I don't know. I think the best result, is in the European champion is 7, 8, something like this.
Okay. But if we win today, it's going to be amazing.
Yes, of course.
Okay, let's beat England.
Very strong team. Very strong team, yes.
Just finished preparing, and it's like 2:30 p.m. so it's time for me to go to the playing hall. I think I feel good today. There's definitely a lot less pressure than there was the other days in a way. I know that right now the most important thing is just for Sweden to get, as good of a placement as possible, so I'm absolutely going to play my very best. But I feel a little bit more relaxed than the other days, so hopefully it's going to go well. A draw would be great as she's a lot higher rated. And obviously winning would be great too. I'm just hoping that I don't lose. So I'm going to try to play faster, no more time trouble, and we will see how it goes. Wish me luck. Tournament is over. It's crazy to think that this is the last round of the tournament. The tournament is officially over now, and I'm excited to show you the last game. So today we were facing England, and to be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to play today because I was feeling pretty tired after yesterday, but one of the players got sick, so she was resting, of course, and I would probably have played anyways, but yeah. So, and I'm always excited to play another game. I mean, it's always experience no matter what, right? So we were facing England, which was a pretty tough opponent, and I was playing against woman grandmaster Katarzyna Toma, who was rated 2193, but she's had like a peak of over 2300. So I had the black pieces, and today I felt so ready before the game. Like, I went to the game and I felt ready. I told myself that I'm not gonna get into time trouble. I told myself that I was gonna play great chess, and I felt better than ever. I felt amazing. So she played e4, I went c5, and she went knight f3, and I went knight c6. And here, I wasn't sure what she was going to play. There were several things that she could play, so I had looked at a lot of different lines. I was looking at if she went here, I was looking at this move, but she ended up going d4. And this is the open Sicilian, and I took, and now I went for a move that I typically don't play. I typically play e6, but I wanted to surprise her so that she would not be able to use any of her preparation against me. So I had prepared this move, e5. What is the idea? Well, the idea is that if she goes back, then I'm just gonna get my knight out and I'm gonna prepare d5. And if she goes here, which is the most critical move, my idea was to go a6 and ask the knight where it's gonna go. So The main move here is for her to go check, and then, you know, I had looked at that. But she went for this move, knight c3, which is kind of weird. But I hadn't really looked at this, to be honest, because I actually didn't think she was going to play this. I thought she was going to play the other lines. So here I was not really sure exactly what to do, but I knew that this looks a little bit funky. I mean, like, these two knights are just like right next to each other. Like, it looks a bit weird. So I ended up here going bishop c5 after thinking for a while. And I really liked this move because I thought that it was very active, but I was also a little bit scared of doing it because I feel like if I ever push my pawn to d6, that this bishop could get a little bit in trouble here. But I really like this move, and I'm happy that I played it, and she ended up going bishop c4. Now here, I just developed my knight pretty quickly, and she went bishop g5 after thinking for a while, pinning my knight. And in this position, I spent more time than I'm proud of thinking. I spent like 25 minutes thinking. I'm very not proud of that. But the reason was because there were so many tactics. Like, I was looking right now at b5. I was looking right now at queen b6, threatening both this and this. I was looking at d5. This move looks absolutely insane, and I don't think it works, but I was looking at all these crazy lines of like d5, and then now like the best move is to take with the pawn, and then I was gonna go knight a5, and then bishop d3, and I was gonna go queen b6, and I'm threatening to take on b2, I'm threatening this. And you know, she goes queen f3, and I take here, and she sacrifices the rook. Like, I was looking at all of these things, but no, I mean, this is like really crazy to analyze. It was almost impossible to analyze. In this position, I'm a rook up, but I thought my king was too unsafe. But you know, these lines were just absolutely insanity. I mean, my mind was like on a Formula 1 drive. And I mean, yesterday was the Formula 1 drive. I mean, it was like, my mind was just racing, you know? And so I was looking at all of this. I was looking at what happens if b5, but I got scared. And I'm not even sure if it works, but I got scared of bishop takes f7, which apparently doesn't work. Wow, it doesn't work because of king takes f6. I didn't even look at this move. I thought queen takes f6, queen check, and then I'm losing this. Oh wow, king takes f6. This is literally the first thing I did when I got to your room, so I haven't looked at the game before this recap, so this is insane. The king just goes up and marches like there's no tomorrow. This is crazy. Okay, well, I didn't see that. Yeah, I was looking at that, but I ended up castling after a while. She castled 2 pretty quickly, and then I went b5, just asking the bishop where it's gonna go. She moved her bishop 1 step, and I pushed away her other bishop with the idea here that I thought that she was gonna capture. But after she went back, I had the idea of going g5, which maybe I should play here immediately. In fact, maybe actually g5 and d6 are the best ways of playing this. But I went knight up. She went knight d5. My knight is right now pinned, so I cannot take. And here I thought that the only thing I want to do is to go g5 and just threaten the bishop. And I really like this because after she moves her bishop, I'm also stopping her from going f4. So I actually thought that this was a great setup. So in this position, I thought that my position was great. Like, I went d6, and I just kept everything together, and I thought that my opening had turned out great. The only thing I was nervous about was my time. I realized that I thought way too long for this position, and I started to, like, kind of panic during the game because I realized that my time was so low, and I was kind of thinking, oh no, Anna, like, you did the same mistake. Like, you got so low on time. Like, you can't get low on time. So I was having this, like, battle with myself where I went, Anna, this is bad. And my brain was like, but Anna, like, you know, like, you had to think. It was like I had like these 2 angels on top of me, like, you know, like the devil and like the angel, and it was like they were like fighting each other, and I was like, I just want clarity in my brain, you know. But she went knight c3, and here I just thought that trading everything would probably lead to a good position. So here I was really happy. She went king h1, and I was really happy here. And I'm actually slightly better here. Yeah, this is fantastic. After takes and takes, I'm actually slightly better. Here went queen e6, which is fine, queen d3, and then bishop d4, which is the best move, and a5. And up until here, I would call this an almost perfect game. Yeah, I think that this game has almost been perfect up till this point. I've played really well these first 22 moves, and it's been amazing, but I have 7 minutes on the clock, which is obviously very problematic at this point. And I was really stressing about it. And I think that here I made a mistake. If I just go something like rook c8, then I'm doing really good. She cannot at this moment in time go c3 because this pawn is hanging. So I'll just simply be able to take this pawn, and she cannot take here because the queen is hanging and I'm threatening the rook. So going something like rook c8 I think is really good. I was scared of her going rook a1. I don't know why. I was worried is maybe a better word of this. But I can just simply go something like rook c5 or rook c6. She cannot really take here because after takes and takes, I have queen c8 and putting a lot of pressure on this pawn. So for some reason, I thought that my a pawn was more of a weakness than it actually was. It really is not a weakness. I can always defend it. So after rook c8, I am actually doing really well. I don't really know what she's going to do. Maybe she'll trade some bishops. But after this, rook c5, queen c8, well, maybe we'll have to go queen d7, queen c7, but it doesn't really matter. After all of this, I will never lose this game. I really believe that this is impossible to lose. And to draw, like this looks like very, very, very drawish. So this looks very good, to be honest. So this is what I have to do. But instead I went for this move a4 and I thought that my a pawn was more of a weakness than it was. And we traded and I took here and I thought that this pawn would end up being weak, but this pawn ended up being a little bit stronger than I thought. So she went bishop e1 and I went rook b8 defending. She went queen b3 and here I knew that I probably shouldn't trade. It looked kind of scary to trade, but I was thinking if I trade and then go something like bishop c3, I just didn't really fully have time to calculate all of this because I was so low on time. But here probably what I should do is just, I went bishop d4, which was fine. And then here I should probably just go king f8 and just try to start bringing my king up. But I started getting a little bit worried that this pawn was going to hang at some point. Like here, I thought she might have rook b1, and I thought that after bishop c5 that she might have, for some reason I thought she might have c3. And I started getting scared, but apparently this doesn't work due to takes, and rook a8. But obviously this is much easier to see with the engine. I did not see all of this because now there's a checkmate. So this is a lot easier to see with the engine than, in person. So I ended up taking here, which I think was a mistake because now she gets a protected passed pawn for the rest of the game. And this is long-term a problem. Even though the eval now says that it's equal, this is easy for it to become a problem. On bishop c3, which I think is a mistake, I should probably go rook c8 and sacrifice this pawn with the idea that if takes, I have rook b8 and after takes, I take here and I just have a very active rook. But it's difficult to sacrifice a pawn. But I went bishop c3 and then I started bringing up my king, which I thought was fine. And now what I probably need to do is that, well, I went rook c8, which is fine. Here I need to go king e6 and then go d5. If I'm able to get this move d5 in, I'm actually doing pretty fine. But in this endgame, what we can see is that we have a same colored bishop endgame, but because she has this pawn, I'm slightly worse. And what I need to do is that I need to get activity. So I need to ASAP go either d5, get my king active, and get my king running, or I need to go something like rook here and then push. But as long as when my rook gets a little bit, on this side, this pawn can start running, and my bishop is really badly placed. So, yeah, this is what I have to do. I have to go king e6 and d5, and then I just need to get activity. I need to get my king moving. Because now I have something like this, I can probably push, and after takes, and h3, I mean, I can even maybe at some point, I can maybe even push this. I'm not even sure. Maybe at some point I can do that. But yeah, the point is that this, I may have f5 at some point too. The point is that this is totally fine. But I went king d7 and I started messing around. I mean, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, to be honest. I got a little bit scared that if I went king here, that there would be bishop here and that, my bishop would somehow, there would be some issues with the pin. But here I started just playing the wrong plan, I believe. I went f6 now, which I need to here really quickly go h5 and pray for some activity. I went f6 because I got scared of this pawn kind of hanging. Now I went rook h8, but now she started pushing this pawn, and I realized that I'm almost too late. I went back because I was so low on time. Probably here I need to push h5 anyways, but I just got really scared of this pawn. Somehow moving. which I don't really have to be honest, but I'm definitely worse here now. So really d5 was really like the important move. Now her rook came in, and I started to realize that I was in a lot of trouble. And at this point, on move number 40, I ran up, I went to the bathroom because I had to go for the past 25 moves. And I realized, wait a second, how do I have a losing position? I just realized that her king is so active, her rook is so active. All my pawns are in dark squares, which is the absolute disaster because my bishop is on the same like square as all of these like pawns. And yeah, she's just played this positionally very well. All of her pawns are in light squares, which is really good because her bishop is on a dark square, so her bishop can maneuver around these pawns. So I thought here for a long time, and I ended up going rook a6, which I thought was the only move. She went rook b5, and here the single only move that I saw was to go rook a8, because I saw that her only plan of advancing was to go rook b6 check, and I had found the line that I thought would, if she messes up, I was winning. At this point, my mom, she had lost as well, and so I knew that for us to tie the match, I needed to win this game, which, you know, looked very difficult in this position. So in king c7, she went king b5, and here my only chance was to go bishop d4. And now, if she messes up, I'm winning, which is crazy. She took, and now, if she goes king takes b4, I go d3. Now she has to go king c3 and sacrifice this pawn, which will then lead to a draw. But if she would go rook b5 to place her rook over here, I saw that I had rook b8, which is so beautiful. And now after rook takes b8 and d2, there is nobody stopping my pawn from promoting. And I thought that this was beautiful. So I was really excited about this. I was really praying that she would, you know, capture that pawn. But unfortunately, she had seen this too, and she just went rook c6 check. And I went king d7, and now she went rook c4, and this was very good, obviously. Had to push. I tried to get some sort of activity with my rook. Now the same thing. If she would take with the rook, well, then I'm just winning after rook b8 check and then pushing. But she took with the king. I tried to activate my rook somehow. I was really trying to activate my rook somehow. But that was something that was pretty difficult to do. Here, well, I went rook here. Probably I should go king c6, but still after b5, king c7, b6, rook here. Yeah, I was looking at doing something like rook h1, but this is just going to be very lost as this pawn is just gonna promote no matter what I do. So instead I went rook here, and then, you know, we played a few more moves, and in this position, after check and king b6, I resigned. And so I lost this game, which was very sad because it's the last game of the tournament. It always sucks to lose the last game. I think I played the opening well. I think I just played the worst endgame of my life. I'm gonna go back home and study endgames. I'm not as sad today as I was yesterday, because yesterday, you know, if I would have won, I would have gotten a norm. Today I didn't really feel a lot of pressure, but I am sad that I lost, obviously, and I am sad that I played the endgame so badly. But what I am more than anything, I would say, is motivated. And I think that's actually like my key takeaway here. Chess requires studying. And I haven't played a single tournament since June. I haven't studied any chess since June. So I can't expect myself to come back to a tournament, just immediately get a norm, do all the things go great for me, and then just like leave and not study. Like, you know, if you want to succeed at something, you have to put the work for it. And I haven't really put a lot of work into studying chess. So I'm actually really motivated and excited to do it after this tournament, because I've got more tournaments coming up, and I really think that I can do it. I feel like I'm one step away. This game I lost due to time pressure and just playing the endgame really badly. But it was time pressure. I wouldn't have played it this way if I had more time. So I think I just need to get a little bit more experience. I need to study more, and I need to just play more, I think. Just play more tournaments. I feel so much more like a better chess player now than I did in the beginning of this tournament. So I've learned a lot, and I'm very much looking forward to playing my next tournament too. So I think that's my main takeaway here. My mom lost as well. We ended up losing the match against England. I actually don't really know what the final placement of Sweden is because at this point it hasn't come out, but I'll put it somewhere on the screen when it does come out. So when we're editing this video, I'm praying that we got at least over 24th, which was our starting rank. And I'm also praying that we beat all the other Scandinavian countries. But yeah, I want to give the biggest thank you to all of you for watching these recaps. Like truly from the bottom of my heart, the support that I've gotten this whole tournament from you guys has been amazing. My dream always growing up was to be able to travel around the world and play tournaments, but I couldn't do it because I had school. And then I thought that whenever I didn't have school, when I got older, I would have work and I wouldn't be able to do it. But the fact that I can actually travel the world and play chess and do my favorite thing in the world, and have you guys support me whilst doing that is just a dream come true. So from the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful for all of you and for you guys watching all these recaps and commenting and liking the videos and just engaging, you know? It's been amazing to read your comments, and I've been reading your comments every day. Like literally that's what I do before bed. I just read like all the comments. So yeah, I'm so grateful. So thank you so much for the support that I've gotten. I really from the bottom of my heart appreciate it. And you know, on to better things, on to better tournaments, and let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more tournament series. Because I love doing this. I love competing. And I think that this tournament has really ignited, is that a word? Is that a fancy English word? I think it's really ignited kind of fire for classical chess within me. No, does that sound weird? I don't know. I'm motivated to play more classical chess. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'm gonna insert some clips from the prize ceremony because I'm gonna go there now. Also, you wanna know the most epic thing about this tournament? Strawberry. If you know, you know. Okay, bye. Do you want to say bye to everyone that's watched this?
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.